Hey y'all, how you doing? I just see something fucking hilarious and very telling, just saying to say the least. Oh wow, that's fucking hilarious. Now I am beside myself cracking up. It was great. That woman has proven to me one thing. And when you see the thumbnail that starts that video, that new video, ode to here. When you see this, I'll show you. Hey, come on, El Ray. If the damn thing wants to come through, there we go. If you see this, if you see that, with anybody, you done did something really special. When you see the two blobs, you know you done did something really special. Just saying, Lou, you might be off the hook. It looks like she's sinking her claws into someone new, buddy. I mean, she did that for the video ode to Lou and Tammy, and she did the little special, brought out the special fat blob thingy. There is a the uh that was the what do you call that? I just said it a second. That's how her video starts with two blobby looking things. It looks like some type of fuck up blob animal thingy with someone's face she puts on top of it. And that's only reserved for special occasions, like when someone's really pissed her off for some reason. Um, and then she does, then she does stupid stuff like this. Well, at least she gave it a try. She might want to go back to the drawing board when she wants to try to do an ode to someone. Uh, anything. But the point I'm getting at, it has nothing to do with the ode to me. Oh yeah, that it is. It is. Oh come on, Elray. Uh, but it's only for special occasions. I mean, really special occasions. That was her rebuttal that she did for me. Hey, Desert Joe, how you doing? And Lou, there was a rebuttal for that. Uh, so I guess her new man is any fan. So like I say, I wonder how any fan's wife's going to take that. None of her friends has she ever. None of her friends. Get this now. Until now, none of her friends has she used that special thing for against me. And I have. I have done a lot of talking, a lot of everything on her friends, her quote on friends like I couldn't be and P, Peanut Patch and all of them. I've talked to them. I've treated them like crap. You know, so why now? Why is it now that I say anything about any fan that you bring that up? I wonder if his wife knows, his real wife knows how you feel about him. And does he feel the same about you? Does he feel like having to wear a raincoat for the rest of his life? Does he feel like having to keep it dry and add a little lube on the outside of something to keep it to where it's doable? Something like that. I wonder if he's ready for that type of relationship. You know, just saying. Oh, did you, Jeffrey? You finally got that? Just believe it out loud. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the only thing I'd say the man did good is he was helpful in trying to get rid of Chief Badge still out of Moron Valley. The only thing I can say that he's done good. Uh, don't get me wrong, that's pretty big epic step. The rest of it, I'm not too fond of him with. Yeah. So, what line did you get him in though? Just curious. I just figured out the all-out love triangle that woman, any fan, and his wife are having. I don't even know if any fan's wife though. She's in a love triangle. But what was the straight all-out lie that you found about William? Just curious what you found him out in. If you're willing to say it, I mean, I don't care. Not that's what I tell you. Oh, okay, dude. No, Sunflower Sky. That's who I was thinking of the other day. Sunflower Sky. I don't know why I couldn't remember her name the other day. I just got a notification on her today. I apologize, Sunflower Sky. I couldn't remember your name the other day. Oh, okay. I got you, Desert. I got you. Uh, well, I can tell you now, Dust William does some weird shit, dude. I can tell you that. Hey, Desert, what?
Oh, hello.
Yeah, Dust William comes off with some weird shit. I know that. some reason I can't hear you, bud.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, he claimed that I was passing off personal information about his family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know nothing about his family.
Right.
I don't, heck, I can't even tell you what his sexual preference is.
Right.
Then he was saying that I was like messing with his streams, harassing him, making him look bad,
Right.
all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm on a fixed income.
Mm-hmm.
I've donated money to him. Okay, how is that ruining his career? I've always told
Uh-huh.
him, hey, I've always told him, hey, congratulations on Leon Valley.
Right.
Okay, apparently, according to Justin Pulliam, that's making him look bad. So it's like, okay, I
Okay.
mean, if you look at one of his streams, I'll have to put it in one of my pages so everybody can see it with a timestamp. I mean, yeah, okay, I understand he has a few problems with a few auditors out here. Okay, that's not my problem. You know, I'm one of those guys when it comes to the 1A community. I am what you would call a backup cam guy.
Right.
I don't care who you are, anything like that, I'll back you up.
Yeah. I got something too.
And it's one of those things. I mean, it could be a legal issue real easily. And it's just like, do I really want to pursue that or do I just want to leave it be?
One thing I found out about Justin William, when you don't go after him, he just finds something new. He's got ADHD really bad. It seems like nothing bad. Nothing. I'm not talking bad about him. I'm just saying it seems that the way he is. It's like the cat with the toy. It gets bored pretty quick, moves on, and then it'll find a different toy later on to play with. So
Yeah, it's just, personally, I think there's more to him that's messed up than he's leading on. But as everything else, I won't go digging that deep.
and Justin William will get it eventually. I guess I don't know. Uh, I don't have, like I said, I don't have much of a problem with the man. Uh, yeah, he did really good with Moron Valley
Yeah.
and got rid of Chief
Well,
Vagisil, or helped to get rid of Chief Vagisil.
yeah. Well,
That was
as
a
I
great feather in his cap.
as I said, he did an excellent job on that.
Yeah,
I mean, even I
but
will admit, he's done
I
well.
caught I caught him one time though, contradicting himself. He was getting mad about people shining flashlights up at people's houses and in their personal vehicles. He and then I seen him 3 nights later doing this very same thing. You know, I was like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
So
Well,
what the fuck? You just said you didn't like this shit. You're doing exactly what you said you didn't like. So
yeah. Well, that's one of my pet peeves. I hate hypocrites. You know, when it comes to like me and my channel, as I will always tell people, if you see me doing wrong, call me on it. Always. Call me on it so I can recorrect that problem.
And you being a backup camera person, we all need backup camera people
Yeah.
if we're going to go out, especially now that they're changing the fucking laws more so than ever now. And they're changing them in the favor of the cops.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that
need backup people more than ever now. So these people should be happy to have a backup camera person. And I want to address something that come on. El Ray said. He says, "Hey, I got something big from MStar. Cop watchers that have complaint forms on hand to give to people involved in the detainment. How much more complaints would be made for 1A to notice?" I'm not sure. Come on, El Ray. If you're talking about a detainment of an auditor or cop watcher, uh, there probably ain't going to be enough complaints when they're in the process of changing laws to make it even harder for people to do that. You know, like one law in particular that I talked about a while back was Florida passed a law that left it way open ended to where if any cop that is working the scene, you have to be you have to be 30 foot away from them. Okay. Well, when a cop comes to the scene, he's got to make a report. So therefore, he is now eligible to fall under that law as working the scene. So let's say the main cop that's handling the main part of the scene is still over there working that part, and his buddy shows up and then walks right into your face. You now got to need to be 30 foot away from that buddy that just showed up. Okay. So all he has to do is keep walking up to you as you're backing up, and you got to stay 30 foot away from him. So he can walk you clean out of the freaking area, that quick and easy. If they pass that law, you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to do anything, you know. So unless you get like these super high powered lens cameras and fucking sonic ears and shit like that.
how does that
So
law? Quick question on that law.
mhm.
How does it apply to things like drones?
The drone now, I'm not sure. It's basically talking about your person in that law. It don't have any provision for a drone. So
Yeah,
maybe you might be able to get away with a drone
yeah.
for a
Now,
little while, and then they're going to have something about that because they're too noisy or there's something, and you can't have them near them either.
well, I mean, let's get it straight on what I call myself. I've always called myself a amateur filmmaker.
Uh-huh.
Yes, a lot of the stuff I do does cover the First Amendment,
Mhm.
and when it comes to that kind of reporting, I always ask the basic questions. And anybody who went through middle school should know this by now. Who, what, where, when, how, and why. You know, so that's why when I asked you about the drones,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
don't have that law at this point in time. Don't have a provision about that. It seems to be only for your person and your person alone.
yeah,
So you know, and I sure in the hell wouldn't. You know, someone would say, "Well, I could put a camera on a tripod and walk it up there before the new cop gets there, and then leave it on the tripod."
yeah,
Well, I would not do that because then the cops would be able to go, "Oh, someone left their camera here. I need to take
Yeah,
it in and take it to the lost and found, and then your camera, you're going to have to go through all that bullshit to get the fucking camera back.
yeah, left on public easement. I mean, that is another thing I'm also looking into. Is the
Yeah,
law on that?
public easement. Well, you're supposed right now with public easement could be used just like the sidewalk. You know,
Because well, like for an example, in Tucson, Arizona, if you were filming the cops, let's say you were filming the cops, and you put this nice camera next to a dumpster,
right.
it becomes public property.
Okay, there you go.
So like if you had your camera there, I could just, as an
Snatch
everyday
it and never
person,
get in trouble.
yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
you know, so that's why I'm trying to figure things out. It's like a lot of
Yeah.
people use the term freedom of press, and it's like, okay, you know, if you're going to claim freedom of press,
Mhm.
you got to ask the who, what, where, when, how, why. And
Well, you
that's where most of these auditors and all that get into their debate. And then
right,
there's the second problem where they rather infight and give fuel to the cops
right.
instead of working together.
That I
You know,
agree with too.
because
Um,
there's a few auditors out there that I strongly disagree with how they handle what
right.
they do.
Hmm.
But that won't stop me from being a backup cam for them.
Okay, I can understand that.
It's like News Now Omaha.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's a black guy and he does a lot of things that it would be considered very suspicious. And he purposely acts suspicious.
Yes, he does. He does it on purpose. Yes, and
And
he
he pushes
pushes the law.
envelope.
He pushes the thing from uh really hard to the line. I mean, right up to the line a lot of times as to uh okay,
But,
for going from suspicious to actually breaking a law. You know,
you know, and what
I mean, he pushes it right up to it, and I've never actually seen him truly go from the
he,
realm of suspicion. Okay,
he,
but I mean, he hovers right there close to it.
yeah, he walks right to the edge, but he never crosses that line.
Right.
And with him, it's like the way I see it, it's like, okay, I understand why he's doing it. He's
Well,
a
yeah,
black,
suspicion is not a
he's
reason for
black.
detainment. It's not. It's not.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, all that.
this is how see why he does what he does. Okay, first of all, he's black.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the cops, they stereotype and go after blacks anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, to me, it makes sense for him to push that envelope.
Yeah.
You know, just because you see a black person and they do suspicious activity,
Mm-hmm.
it still gives you no right
And
to go up on top
honestly,
of
so some of the stuff I've seen him do that everybody says he's being suspicious about and blah 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 blah. Back when I was a teenager, we were doing that, and it was called hide and seek.
them. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we were hiding from our friends and everything else, and it was called hide and seek. We were doing that type of shit.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s and 90s. Hey, yeah, I did it. I did it when we were really being stupid and falling back to our being going from our 20s back to our teens and even in our middle school year or in our our middle school and freaking grade school years. Sometimes you do that, and
Well,
and you fall backwards. And we used to do that even in our 20s and 30s. I did it one
yeah.
time in my 30s, just fucking around, fucking off.
Well, speaking of such things, I used to have a dog that was trained in search and rescue.
Mhm.
And speaking of hide and seek, yeah, that's what me and my friends did.
Yep.
You all, we went to the local mall. Okay, you all hide, and I'll let the dog find you.
Right.
And me personally, I see it as harmless fun.
Right.
You're not hurting anybody, you're not damaging anything, you're not
Right.
interfering with people's day to day life.
Right. Except
We're,
for the ones that allow it to interfere with their day to day
yeah,
life.
well, that's
Hey,
where the
Callie.
Karens, that's where the Karens and Darrens and all that.
Right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, again interdict something that I'll come on Alray. He said it would be it to any person detained, increase the flow for internal affairs to review by increasing the numbers of statistics for review by putting in complaints. Here's something I do know, and I do it all the time. When I see a auditor getting fucked with and things like that, okay. Uh, yeah, I actually just woke up from a good long nap, so I'm actually pretty well refreshed, Kelly. But I've done this for a lot of different auditors. Some I like, some I don't. It don't matter. When I see something that the cops doing wrong, I go to their website, okay, for that police station, that particular police station, and most police stations now have a way to do a complaint form online that you can send in. Make sure you take a picture of that complaint form and keep it in your records or in a file, and then put it on like a memory stick or something like that, so you don't take up room in your computer. But keep that so they can't say later on, "Oh, you didn't," and you can show, "Oh, yeah, I did." Okay,
And make and make
just in
copies
case.
of that and make copies of it and disperse it with people you trust and say nothing.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. Because so you can do your complaint forms, and I do agree, come on, Alray. The more, the merrier, because the simple fact, it will get the numbers up and more potential to be reviewed by someone in internal affairs and so on, to get it handled. So do what you can. That's why I always say, if you're going to back up the people in the A1 community, back them up, and by doing stuff like that. Oh, okay, Kelly, you haven't been to bed yet, so AFDSS.
Oh
Al
man.
SoCal was in a wreck. Oh shit. Is he okay, FDSS? I didn't know he'd gotten in a wreck. I like Al SoCal. I hope he's okay.
And DSS, congratulations. I'm sure DSS will know what I'm talking about on that. But
All right,
anyhow,
I'm back. But yeah, I wanted to interject those two things there. Okay, link is on FDSS's community tab. Okay. Hold on, let me make sure he's got a wrench, and he can put it out if he'd like. Can't remember if I gave FDSS this.
Well, anyhow, I'm going to go to bed myself, so
All right, bud. You get okay. Yeah, he's got a wrench. Yeah, you get some rest, man. Enjoy your sleep.
yeah. Because, like I said, I'm a little pissed off at Justin.
Right.
I just think I need to like sleep on it a couple of days. Maybe I can calm down on it.
Yeah. Hopefully, Justin will kill his jets too and quit being a craphead because he's got to remember. Almost, I've seen now two different fake me's now running around on the internet. I've seen I got 15 fake salty rants putting my uh, ban list right now. So he's got to remember, even if he thinks he's got proof, he may not. He's going to have to make sure for a fact that you doing saying or doing anything if he says he's got the proof, because there's a lot of fucking fake people running around right now. I've seen fake I've seen fake Callie May Wards and everything else. You know, the semi was involved. FDSS. That sucks, man. God, I hope he's okay. But yeah, FDSS, put your link out. You got a wrench to do it with. Put your link out. Let people see go to you and get to the link, whatever, so on and so forth. FDSS. Alrighty. You did not. You didn't do nothing, Callie. I said I've seen fake Callie May Wards running around. You did nothing. It's whoever made the fake you that did something. Uh, so, and that's how that goes. I wasn't saying you did anything wrong, girl. All right. Thank you, FDSS, and that's good there. Oh, damn. That's his car for real? Damn. That fucked up his car pretty bad, didn't it? Gee. If that's his card for real, I damn. I hope that ain't his card for real. Well, uh, well, I just watched that video there, and yeah, that was a bad one. Yeah, that was a bad one. There, I don't know yet, Callie, what trouble they're trying to get you in. They've been pretty calm so far, Callie, that I've seen. Uh, but I know it wasn't you. It didn't have the same icon, you know. So just to let you know, didn't have the same icon. And I know you made that icon, so unless that icon's almost impossible for them to get. So yeah, I agree. That new one's not blocked here. Just saying. I blocked two others on my channel here that were fake use. Yep, Kelly. Yep, you're correct. You're correct. Well, the real me and three makes three makes. Yeah. But if the one that's not blocked here wants to come in and she can argue with it, I'd let them in the chat. Or hell, they could even come up on panel if they want. So I'd let that happen as well. So pretty sure I know who did the fake you though, Callie. There you go, Callie. Uh, but yeah, when I saw that thumbnail that was used by that woman to start that video for enticing people to come see the video, I knew then, and I know it for a fact, we really hit her at home. We're attacking someone that she has sunk her claws into and really, really, really likes. It makes me wonder how um Annie's real wife, any fan's real wife feels about that. Just saying. Yeah, I know, Callie, I know. That's because you know things about yourself that they don't know. So that's what makes it even funnier. Um, but so Teresa, have you got a new infatuation? That's my new question. Have you picked up on someone that you think you can sink your claws into? Things like that. Because it's sure acting like it. When you put up the special icon of the two fat blobs, which you've only ever reserved for something that really seems to be a matter of fact, something that really affects you hardcore. So when you put that out with that known fact about that particular icon and thing, it makes me wonder if you're after any fan now. Just like you were with the auditor you used to audit with, just like you seem to have been with the potato, the one you call the potato now. Especially when you use the same, when they turned you down and turned away from you, use almost word for word the same statements of how you're going to devote your time and your life to destroy theirs. Then later on, one you threatened to burn his house down directly, and then the other one you said you hope someone removes the battery from your smoke detectors and sets your house on fire. Uh, you know, um, well, by the way, that's all on her stating that to the second guy that she threatened with house burning bullshit. It was on one of my panels, and that video's still up. I understand. See, your narrative on the fact that you're going after, I'll say it, David Earl Wharton. And no, do not think I'm condoning his acts by any means by putting this part out here. Had nothing to do with what his acts were. Like with me, I have kicked him off of my panels due to the acts and what he has been found guilty of. I've kicked him off my panel and out of my streams for that. Okay. To me, from what all the evidence is pointing to, you go and audit with him, you go and spend time with him from Texas to DC and back. Okay. Uh, you can see how flirty you two were. If you look at some of them old videos when you did that, you were very flirty. So, and I'd never seen those other videos until the other night. I always hinted at it or let other people say it. Never really came out and said I thought you slept with the man until I seen your text to him uh, about how y'all had slept. He texted you about how y'all slept together, and then you said, but it's over because he's going back to what is now his wife today. At that time was his girlfriend. Uh, when you see that, after that, you threaten to ruin his life and everything else. It had nothing to do with his what he is. It's a good thing you brought it out. You only use that as leverage, though. From what I'm seeing, all you did was care about yourself and only you. You have no care for others. You've been proving that left and right. Pretty good. Been proving it. Uh, so, and then someone else was nice to you, treated you like a person instead of a monster with medical problems. Okay. And then when he basically dumped you as even a friend and left a certain place that you like to frequent, you felt abandoned yet again and then devoted your life to wanting to destroy that man's life as well and said so. And then you went on later, just like with uh, David, you sat there and threatened to burn down David's house. Then you threatened the other person with not so direct a threat, but an insinuated threat of I hope someone pulls all your smoke detector batteries out of your smoke detector, sets your house on fire, and you and your family burn up in it. Uh, I'm waiting on you to go tell it, and you might have somewhere. I don't know. I'm waiting on you to go tell the second guy to eat a bullet, just like you did the first guy. I'm seeing a very big trend here. That woman, that lady, you need to think about it. The trend is obvious, and the trend is starting with a new one. So when he comes back to his senses, is not mesmerized by your bullshit and your voice, and he realizes you are not what you say you are, and he says, "No, I'm sorry, I'm not that. No, we ain't going that far." Or maybe he goes that far and then says, "Okay, it's a one night stand, whatever." What's going to happen to him? Because the coincidences between the first two are not just coincidence. I think to me, it's someone that gets jilted out of something they thought they had, and they attack what they thought they had, and what they thought they got jilted out of. There's too much of that right there coming straight from you, Teresa. Straight from you, that woman. So I wish you luck, any fan. Again, just remember, you might get something Ajax won't rub off, penicillin will not take away, and neither will bleach. And it may even burn through a latex glove. I want you to think about that, any fan. I'm sorry you fell for that. I'm sorry you went for that. I'm sorry you were mesmerized by that. But you might want to look at those coincidences and see for yourself the road you're actually truly heading down. Because you can't tell me that woman did not know what David Earl Borden was about when she got in that car with him and drove off to do the first audit with him, and then stayed at the motel with him, then stayed at friends' houses with him, and so on and so forth. Remember, she's too good at getting backgrounds on people. That's her own statement out of her own mouth. She can get anything on anybody. Anything. Anything on anybody. And then she pulls out her special reserved picture that she only uses on things that really get to her. So, to evidently, the ode to you, any fan, or the ode to the turncoat, any fan, really, really upset at her because that's the first time she's ever put my face on that thing. So it sounds like to me she's thinking she's got some hooks and claws stuck in someone. Just saying. You know, that ode was meant to be a little bit of fun, a little bit of picking at you, man. Wasn't meant to really hurt you. Just like your ode to me never hurt me. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I thought it was funny as fuck. Now I know why everybody says that she's my woman now. But damn, that's freaking amazing. You know, that's about like saying Salty Rant's having a freaking affair with Mommy and Minnie. You know, I mean, shit. Salty Rant in California, Mommy and Minnie on the East Coast, North Carolina. Jesus, you know, it's about saying the same thing. Okay, uh, I you know I don't even know if I can get across the border due to the way the laws are written, unless I go get the. Yeah, I sent you a text, screw nut. So here you go. You can come up, man. You're welcome. Callie, you're welcome to come up. Anybody's welcome to come up, except for a couple of certain people. And they know who they are. So, so by seeing what I seen tonight with that, anything, good luck, dude. Good luck, man. Especially if you tell that no, or you tell that you don't want to be friends, or you tell that, you know. All right, Callie. I wish you luck. What's up, Salty?
In live for?
Uh, 56 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I was watching other shit. Anyway, did you see the beautiful video
Yeah, the ode
that?
to me and you. That's what I was actually talking about. Did you
Yep,
see how
yep,
that
yep.
actually started? Okay. Here's the point I was getting at. Did you see how that actually started? She used the little flat blobby thing and put our faces over it.
That's
Did you
what,
see that?
just like Tyrant Wars.
Yeah, but
But
if you notice, hold on here,
now,
Salty, hold on here. I'm wanting to prove a point here. I'm wanting to prove a point here. Now, isn't at least in your opinion, and this is definitely my opinion, is she's only used that picture on you
one at a
until
time,
tonight. That now my face is on it,
right?
and it was
Right?
always used. It was always used to rebuttal against something that really, really affected her and really, really made her mad.
Oh yeah.
Correct?
And it was usually
Okay.
in most cases before night, it was used only against me. You were never part of it
Right. Right.
until
So
you came
when I
out with the ode to the.
to the
Until you,
turncoat.
correct.
So now knowing that that's how she uses that icon, and I bring out ode to the turncoat. Okay. Sounds like someone might be trying to grab their
Little
hooks into
butthurt.
someone else. Sounds like
Well,
she's
I've often
grabbing.
said this. I've often said this about that woman, and this is my personal opinion for anyone who cares to listen. And I'm sure you'll agree, because, if you will, I believe that that woman's fangs are located in her vajayjay, to put it mildly.
Correct. But
I mean, I can
but
still be nice about the way I
but hold on
describe.
here. Now listen to me. Listen to me. Okay. Now, so knowing what I just said, don't you think she got a little upset because I went after the turncoat?
Yeah,
And
you
then
went after her
actually a
new
whole
boy
bunch
toy.
upset. Yeah,
No,
so
you
I
went.
guess.
Well, this wasn't the only thing that you did to upset her. I'm sure that I upset her, and I'm sure that our
Yeah, but
friend
she's
Living
never
Skies
used
too.
that. She is. I know I've upset her in the past, but this is the first time she used that with me.
Right, but
Okay,
here's the thing: it's a
and
dirty
that's only
nursery rhyme.
saved for special occasions, dude. That's only saved
I
for
know.
special occasions. So,
Well, I'm
you
glad that you're
saved,
finally on the chopping block with me. It makes me feel good to know that I
dude.
have a
Dude,
partner
that
now.
ain't even the point I'm getting at. I'm trying to point out actual fucking patterns in her behavior, dude.
yeah, no.
Now,
You're pointing it out perfectly. Trust me, you are.
yeah,
But it warms my heart to see that we are both in the dirty nursery rhyme because of the fact that you went after the turncoat and you exposed him
right,
to nursery rhymes.
right.
If I get one, it'll be
Well, no,
probably
no, no.
Dear That Woman.
The Dirty Man. No, that second ode,
Oh,
the Dirty
that's
Man, the
right.
ode to
That's
Dirty
right. No,
Man.
no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're absolutely
yeah,
right. First, it was the Turncoat poem, and then the Dirty Man poem. You're right.
right, right. So,
You're
and
absolutely correct. But see, I think it's a combination of a few different things. Okay,
mhm,
I think it was a combination of the repeated laughter from all of us for the Turncoat poem, number one, and then the subsequent where you announced it, number two, and then number three. I believe it had a lot to do with our good friend Living Skies Transparency, who lives and was able to get her a copyright strike for stealing her copyrighted material and trying to come up with a outlandish title aimed at yours truly, the Salty Rant.
right.
You know, they have different rules in Canada, as we all know. And
Yep.
so the copyright laws are different, especially for YouTube. But I think it was a combination of a lot of different things. And I think that this was made in an, now this is one of very few videos that she's made about me or mentioned me in that had me laughing and squirming while watching the video.
Right.
It was funny because look,
Yep.
as much as that woman may have tried to insult me with her words, it was so second graderish esque, if you will. I mean, if I really wanted to get down and dirty, I could have a dirty nursery rhyme, but because we know that there are factions of people in a certain group looking to bash us down for anything they can,
Right.
I thought, yeah, you know what? I'll keep it on the back burner.
Yep.
Maybe save it for a rainy day.
Yep.
I don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. And our good friend Living Skies Transparency doesn't have to do anything to get that woman all fired up.
Right. I, in a way, though, even though he turncoated, I sort of feel sorry for any fan because we already know what's coming to him as soon as he says, "No, I love my wife,
guarantee it,
and I love my daughter."
Guarantee it. You know, it's funny because when I had told
what I feel sorry for him for is he didn't heed the warnings. I'm even trying to make him understand and see the common occurrences between David Earl Morton and how she treated you, who she thought she had her claws sunk into on both.
No, here's the thing. And like I said, you know, my only sin, my only crime, if you will, was treating her with respect and humanizing her when I was in Discord.
Yeah, you did my biggest
problems.
When you were in Discord, you did not treat her as a monster with a medical problem. You treated her as a human being.
I did, but it's after I came out of Discord and I was asking the questions that I was asking. And the same questions that I asked in Discord that alienated me from that group, that made me open up my eyes to see, oh, wait, so it's okay for her to talk shit about everybody else. But when I asked her, how did this occur? Now I'm the fucking bad guy. And I'm like, it's like, you know, F you and, you know, up yours and, you know, you're a scumbag. And I'm like, okay, I see how it goes. And so that was form.
And with all the new evidence coming back to light, I ain't saying it's new evidence; it's old. This is old evidence.
Well,
she's getting so pissed off because she had already spent her web of deceit, lies, and half truths.
Yeah.
And now this new stuff coming out, to light is
Well,
smacking that
I
all
wouldn't.
down. Her
I wouldn't. I would.
her house of cards is going away.
That's true, but I wouldn't say that it's new. Look, it's always been out there, ladies and gentlemen, and I
That's
knew
what I
about it
just said.
for
I
the longest time.
corrected myself. I corrected myself. You
But for
see,
a lot
you're
of the
just
new
better
people,
sometimes only keying in on one word. I said
yeah, no,
this new evidence. I said, no, I can't say that because this is old evidence that's been around for a long time and it's coming back to light again as
yeah, you like
as she was building her house of fake cards of lies and
well,
deceit.
she was putting a faulty foundation in with her house of cards. So
Yeah.
now her house of cards starting to weaken, and the walls are starting to come crashing in, and of course, it's pretty soon top will fall right in on itself. That's my metaphor, how I choose to describe it. But there's a lot of people like any fan, and a lot of people that follow you, and a lot of people that follow me that didn't know previously about
Hell,
the David Worden connection. They didn't
I
know
didn't
about
know.
the
I did not
previous.
know until the other night when I
Oh, you didn't
actually
know about the
watched
news article?
the news article. I did not know about it until it was brought to light. I did not
Okay,
know about the other stuff that sort
with
of
David Worden.
makes the
Yeah,
where she uses the same wording to how she's going to destroy his life after he
yep,
breaks up with her. Well, the
yep.
proverbial breakup between you and her was when you left Discord, and then she started saying the same thing about you. I did not
It
know that she had threatened to burn David's house down. And then
yeah,
she
like
comes
I said,
over here and comes to my panel and says, I hope someone pulls the batteries out of your smoke alarms,
smoke
set your
detector.
house on
Yeah,
fire, and you and your family burn up in the house.
yeah.
Okay. So many coincidences there. The only thing I ain't seen that was on the on what she told David Earl Worden that she hasn't done to you, and I may have missed it. I ain't saying she ain't. I just ain't seen it. And that was telling him to go eat a bullet.
I'm
Okay.
sure. I'm sure. Before too long, she'll probably tell me to wash my mouth out with buckshot. Now that's my saying
Yeah.
from a movie. I seen a movie, and he tells the cop. One cop tells another cop, "Why don't you wash your mouth out with buckshot and save everybody the time and effort going to
Right.
court?" Yeah, it was from Street Kings with Keanu Reeves. He tells his fucking boss,
That's right.
the black guy.
Yep.
What's
Yep.
his fucking name? I can't think of his fucking name now, but Forrest Whitaker.
But I do know the movie.
Keanu Reeves tells Forrest Whitaker, his boss, at the end when he's got him handcuffed. He goes, "Why don't you wash your mouth out with buckshot?" Or maybe Forrest Whitaker told him that. I'm not sure, but here's my point.
Yeah, it's more like
Okay, here's my point. It got so heated and nasty between that woman and David Worden, okay, that she told him to eat a bullet. She is harassed and stalked his family members and his kids. She has put charges and reports on him, and now is
Also
being
tried to
sued
get,
in a federal court.
and also doing her thing of stealing content from people in his family, putting it on her channel, then also flagging them on false copyright claims herself, like she's done to
I don't
other people.
know that she's filed false copyright claims on anyone. I don't know that. I'll have to take your word for it. But
Well,
when you start,
actually, the proof is in the pudding, and he showed it for a fact. Uh, uh, I
it's been
sat there and I sat there as I was watching what she was texting to him. I seen that, it gives you other things to look at.
Right.
as far as videos that you might be interested. And I was interested in that because he said, and I sat there and I looked at that, and it was her doing false copyright claims on his family members. No, not him. She went after the daughter,
His son's channel.
And son, and other things. It's the woman's insane. Oh,
Well, look,
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna give her any more compliments, and I'm not gonna be nice in the things that I say, because when I try to be nice in the things that I say, and I try to treat her with respect, or kid gloves, if you will, she automatically takes it and turns it into something it never was, nor was meant to ever be, in order to get me hung in the court of public opinion. So I'm not going to give her any compliments. I'm not going to speak nice about her, but I'm not going to go out of my way to bash her, because I'm rising above her bullshit and all the shit she's doing on me. She's got like 25 to 30 videos she's made on me on that channel already. If you go to her playlist, she's got like 21 videos all about me. And I just want you guys to know that her fake Salty Rant channel, because she says she's copied everything from my beginnings on YouTube as a Salty Rant. Probably followed me when I was Blind Justice, the original auditor, who got beat up at the Otay Mesa border on March, I think it was 18th, 2018. Anyway, my point being is this. You're already establishing her pattern of behavior. Any fan is fucked. As soon as you and Living Skies Transparency told me, hey, Lou, this is what we believe is going on. Look at it from our point of view. And I declared to the world that I still love my wife even after 18 years, married for 16 and with her for 18. I love the fuck out of my wife. I'm never cheating on my wife. Despite what anyone says, even with my joking on the internet. I can't see what Paul's saying, but
he said, I hope those potatoes are not being used in certain orifices. I hope I hope she needs to start putting a disclaimer. No potatoes have been harmed in any manner in the making of this video. She really should.
Trust me, I'm sure. I can't say this for a fact. This is just supposition and random, dangerous speculation on my part. But would it really surprise you all to know what she really does with those potatoes named Lou? And where she puts them?
Well, I did.
That's the question. That's the question everyone needs to ask.
I did find a potato and said, "This potato's for you." I didn't know how true that statement might have been when I made it. Just saying. It actually is. Just saying.
Every time I go out for a steak dinner or hamburgers and fries, I usually don't eat the fries anymore. That's how disgusted I am with potatoes because of all that. Because as soon as I see a baked potato just sitting there waiting to be cut open and chopped up and slathered with sour cream and chives and butter and all the goodness that goes with it, I'm like, no, not today. Just gonna push it off to the side. And then my wife or whoever I'm having dinner with is like, oh, you don't want your potato? I said, no, but you can have it. Enjoy it. I'm like, because I can't, I guess I have a mental block. And, potatoes are carbs, high in carbs, and it's not really good for my diabetes. So, in a way, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, that woman, has actually helped me lower my carb intake with my diabetes because of her potato videos. But that's not really the way that I wanted to lower my carb intake. But everything happens for a reason. when I declared I love my wife, she had come out with a video stating that I was purposely defaming her for entertainment. And of course, that video got removed by our friend. Salty, used for permanent loss, something that used to give you pleasure, as in all the foods that contain potatoes. I think you have a claim of damage. Yeah, but it's never going to work. It's never going to work. I mean, I've been damaged emotionally, preternaturally, in a sexual way. I feel like I've been raped preternaturally and figuratively. She has mind fucked me on many levels. And I don't know if I can get a lawyer to actually take a suit so I could go after her for the mind fucking she's giving me. But also the fact that, like Tammy and Living Skies Transparency were telling me, in her own brain, the way she is, thinking crazy shit, she looks at me as Mr. Potato, and she probably thinks of herself as Mrs. Potato, not to be confused with Furry Potatoes, Mrs. Potato. Okay? I'm putting that out there. I'm telling everybody. And I find that very disturbing because I am not a Mr. to anything of her Mrs. ever. I never thought about her in a sexual way. I don't dream about her. I don't fantasize about her. And it wouldn't matter to me if she didn't have her big disease with a little name. Mm-hmm. Even if she was 100% healthy, I still would not look at her in that term. I don't look at Peanut like that. And I don't look at Catilla like that. And I don't look at My Two Beagles like that. Or Alex and I, or any of the other women in their group. Fuck no. I like what I like as far as women go. I ask God, hey, if you're going to give me a woman, can you give me a brunette with big tits and a fat ass? Well, he didn't give me a brunette with big tits and a fat ass. He gave me a blonde with a heart of gold, barely any ass, and some big natural biddies. So I can't really complain.
Hey.
But as far as that woman, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, no. She's not my type. I already know about slavery because I'm married. Okay? I don't need a woman to control me other than my wife. I'm married, so I already know about slavery. A happy wife is a happy life. I live with 3 fucking women. Yep. 2 of which had husbands who have previously died. So they've been widows. They know what it's like. And I don't need them controlling me, and they don't control me for the most part. We get along. We have that understanding. They have certain boundaries I don't push and cross, just like I have certain boundaries that they don't push and cross. Just like my wife and I have our own boundaries that we don't push and cross with each other. It's a very complicated thing living with 3 women, all in the same family. I'm going to tell you, it's not easy.
Dude,
and it doesn't matter.
When I grew up, it was, for the most part, it was my mom and my sister and me. I know 2 women was hard. Okay. I could just imagine how hard 3 is. Just saying.
No, everyone knows I would give my life for any of those women in the house. And I have to rebut Asswind and say that he's wrong. I only live with 3 women, a 77-year-old, an 81-year-old, and a 50-year-old, my wife, who's not stepping out on me to get every Tom, Dick, and Harry, because why? She's got me. She knows where I sleep at night. I always come home and eat at home, if you will, as the proverb goes. And she's real happy with me, even after 18 years. I'm sorry that Asswind doesn't have a meaningful relationship. And I'm sorry that Asswind is a former or possible, still at this time, drug addict who has a tendency to beat women because he's a woman beating POS. and an effing scumbag, in my opinion, if I'm being honest, who doesn't take care of his children. I don't have any kids, but, you know, with my fur babies, my cats, if I had a dog, you know, I love my fucking children, even though they're not my real children. If I had kids, you know, I would love them the same way, if not more, and be fiercely protective of them. And for those people that think they're going to threaten me or say that they've called the authorities on me and run around all over the internet shooting their mouth off, you know, what I say to that is you need to prove what you say you've done, because I haven't seen anything of it in my personal life. It hasn't thrown my personal life off track or derailed me in any such way. So if you really did do those things and you're running your mouth telling people, I called the authorities, you're in trouble, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, well, then prove it. Where are your receipts? Can you prove anything you're saying?
There you go, Paul.
Because you're making a liar out of yourself. I'm in a mischievous mood. I wish I had a loudspeaker. Then I could go driving by a certain car announcing a certain name. I wish you could. And actually drive by a certain park and blast that loudspeaker, get him out of his fucking reverie. But you know, look, here's the thing. It's things are fucked up and shit. Sorry, there's no other way to say it. Things are fucked up and shit.
Yeah.
People aren't going to change. You've obviously caught her behavior and you're not promoting it, but you're telling it as you're seeing it. You're observing it and you're letting people know. You're notifying people. And that's great.
Yeah, I am. I'm not promoting it by no means. As a matter of fact, I think the woman needs to seek psychiatric help with it.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, the obsessions, she obsesses way too much.
Well, here's the thing that I do know about her. Here's the thing that I do know about her from having extended contact with her. Like, she doesn't want me to go to her channel and make comments on her fucked up videos of me saying, well, if you know I don't want you here, why do you keep coming back? But yet I tell her not to come after me and make these videos because I don't want to see it, but yet she still makes the videos. Right. She's very clingy and she latches on very easily. My only crime was treating her with respect while I was in Discord.
Right.
She chose to attack me.
And I've seen women do that. I've seen women do that to men, and real out here outside of YouTube, where a man just treats them nicely, and then they're like blow that niceness way out of proportion and go all fucking hell bent at trying to get the man, and even try to break up marriages and everything else. Yeah, just saying. Yeah,
it was 104 at March this afternoon. So basically, it's like this. I know a guy that would get with her right fucking now and would fuck the shit out of her if given the chance. And that's Beavercom. He thinks she is sexy as fuck. Now, of course, she won't touch Beavercam because, you know, he did Mammy and he did his wife. And then, you know. But, man, if Beaver ever got a piece of that ass, he would be in hog heaven. He thinks she is sexy as fuck. And I told him one day, I said, you do realize what you're talking about. He goes, I don't give a shit, man. He goes, I would fucking glove it up and hammer it. I'm like, dude, that's fucking gross. I said, you like ugly women, don't you? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, she's ugly on the fucking inside of her body, and she's ugly on the fucking outside of her body. And he laughed. He thought that was funny. Now, I can't prove that conversation happened because I didn't record him. And I'm not going to record him. I choose to have nothing to do with him because of his two-faced lies and all his bullshit. I told him.
So what you're saying? So what you're saying then? The reason why him and his wife split up wasn't that she was so much older than him. It had everything to do because even as old as she was, the pictures I've seen of his wife.
No, she was
as old as she was a pretty woman.
She was like 22 to 25 years older than him. He met her when he was 17. That was a friend of his mom. Okay. His mom encouraged him to fuck her friend and then get married to her. So his mom,
yeah, but she was
probably got
still a
some
pretty,
issues.
but still, even in her older age, she looked like a very pretty woman on the outside.
Oh no, she was well taken care of. Okay. She
And
took care of her shit.
right,
But
so what you're saying is Beaver's problem was she was too decent looking for him, and he wanted the nasty, is what it was.
let me put it to you this way. We're talking about Barbara Wood, Beaver's wife, okay? And Barb. You know, that's what everybody else called her. She was high class to Mammy's white trash. Okay.
Right.
And obviously Beaver couldn't or wouldn't accept the high class part. His wife was the one that helped him with his business. She gave him money for his business. Okay.
Right.
She helped him book
Well, that
the clients
explains
for
why
his business.
that explains why he's back into Uber.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And so when she left, she took what she took that she brought into the marriage. And he didn't know how to run his fucking books. He just fucking sloughed it off and let the wife run the books, pay the taxes, make the point. He had no fucking clue. Plus, you know, working without a business license, flooding people's houses, pissing in fucking shower drains, and talking about an inspector that was up his ass, and all the many lies that went with that. You know, it wasn't good. He actually thought that I'd complained on him to his labor board, his contractor labor board. Even though I said I would, I had never once placed a call or sent a nasty email. But they got copies of his videos that he put on the internet because there were a lot of other people that did, and they were pissed off because of the shit he was doing, the shoddy workmanship. You know, when his own wife tells him in their house, hey, fuck you, you're not putting a jacuzzi tub in the closet and turning it into another bathroom suite. That should tell you everything you need to know about the man's work and craftsmanship.
Right.
Just saying, too soon? But it's not so much about him, but he thinks that Mary Jane Rottencrotch is a sexy woman. I'm going to tell you right now, I never really looked at her in a sexual manner, even when I was in Discord, whether I knew or didn't know about her current situation that she's going through. I never saw that. Even before she got her big disease with a little name, I never looked at her as a sexual object because she just wasn't my type of woman. I didn't know what my type of woman was until God brought her to me. And then for the last 18 years, my wife is my type of woman, despite what anyone says on the internet, whether you're no justice, whether you're asswind, whether you're sploozer and country guy, the brother lover, brother wife. I don't care whether you're the old hag hooked up to the KW pipeline to keep it moist. I don't, you know, you can say whatever you want. I don't agree with you, and I don't share that sentiment.
I need to really go up to the dollar store tomorrow and get some Rolaids. Got heartburn bad tonight.
Don't get me started. I'm going to tell you, though, I'm going to think tonight and maybe tomorrow for the next few days on how I can do a very nice poem for that lady, Mary Jane Rottencrotch. I don't know if it'll be a hit. I'm probably going to share it on my channel when I go live, you know, if I go live. But because we have this certain faction of people working against us and trying to bash down everything we do and report us and try to get us both taken off the air, I think it's going to backfire on them. This is reminiscent to me of the old Michigan Mr. days, where he takes a handful of shit and throws it against the wall. Instead of it sticking, it falls right off, right into his lap. I'm going to mute my microphone because I got to go ahead and use the restroom. I'll be back with you here in a few minutes.
All right, pee boy, go pee. Sorry about that. I couldn't resist. You left yourself open for that. You walked yourself right into that. Sorry. But yeah, Paul. Yeah, Beaver's ex was a pretty woman. Still, for her age, is a very pretty woman. So I don't. I mean, Beaver had it made. I don't know why he would want to go to that other woman that uh, abused opioids and got drunk and used Xanax and poured a whole bunch of alcohol on top of that by mixing those two pills with alcohol, which made her
Hey,
look like
really
she
quick,
had a stroke. You know, what's that?
really quick. As far as going pee-pee, remember, we're both full of poo-poo and we live in a shoe.
Yeah, I know. And we poo poo everywhere.
And we also kiss each other on the lips. What the fuck?
Yeah, but I hate to tell her she's the only one that eats the brown donut at first thing in the morning at the base of the pecker. Just saying. uh, brown. This is that woman's favorite saying: brown donuts, brown donuts, brown donuts everywhere. I don't care. The only brown donuts that I eat are at the base of a pecker, and I eat them everywhere. That's her favorite saying. Just saying. Too soon. Yeah, you may be right. You may be right, Paul.
You know, I will say one thing about that video tonight. It really opened up my eyes. Most guys like to see two chicks getting after it, right?
Right.
Apparently, that woman, Mary Jane Crotch, likes to see two guys going after it. So you know what's going to end up happening with good old Any Fan, the turncoat. She's going to end up wearing a strap on, bending him over, and calling him Lou. He'll be like, "Whoa, my name's Brian. Why do you keep calling me Lou?" You know, she's got fantasies of Lou on the brain. The
And
only reason she threw you in there.
just remember, she's killing two birds with one stone when she does that. Not only is she getting her fantasies and her rocks off for Lou, she'll have breakfast first thing in the morning with the brown donut at the base of the strap on. Just saying.
Come on, Damien, that's rough. Rusty rings, brown donuts. Damn, dude. I know she's listening. I know she's going to take your live stream and pervert it like she does everyone else's content and try to go ahead and make something out of nothing. I know she's desperate for my attention. I don't watch her videos unless someone sends me a link. I'm not subscribed to her, and I don't really care about her. But I'm not going to go out of my way to try to play this word salad game or, you know, video fight with her because it's not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rise above. If I don't talk about her, I don't make videos about her. I don't try to get fresh with her. That's going to make her mad. You remember, guys, and gals, this is a woman who is alone. Her husband or ex has been gone for over a year. And as I hear it through anonymous sources, an
So her
indictment
husband's
is getting
been.
ready.
So you're saying her husband's been gone for a year, so she ain't had breakfast in a year. No wonder she's going after someone that she can put a strap on to. Okay, I got you.
Well,
Making sense now.
what I'm trying to tell you, and this is something I've been saying for a while. I don't have any proof of this, but I got an email a couple days ago stating that there was an open investigation for a long time by a cop, 2 firefighters, and a fire marshal. Same 4 people that emailed me initially. And I'm not going to share the email. I'm not going to dox, the email site or web address. But she's getting ready to be handed an indictment for her portrayal of facts or lack thereof, credible facts, having to do with a situation that happened over 9 years ago. The selling the whole false narrative and all that, and the way she's been portraying herself, leads these 4 individuals, professionals in their own field, and looking into her and her behavior and subsequent actions on the internet, lead them to believe that she has had something, if not, or maybe knows who's involved with a certain situation that happened. I just leave it at that. And they tell me they're very close to putting an indictment together and going after her for it. I know she's going to be mad when she hears this. I'm not spreading false information. That's really all I can say without giving anything away, because I don't know much anyway. And of course, these guys don't know me from Adam, but they know that she's been going hard after me for almost 2 years, 24 months, not 18, as she likes to say it, other people want to say. So if you look at it from a person on a jury of her peers, she looks very suspicious, sus, if you will. And it looks like she has a lot to hide. Why is she acting the way she's acting, number one? Why is she spreading false narratives that were never true to begin with? And 3, why is she going so hard after me and several other people now? What's the significance of her actions and going after us the way she's going after us today? Now, what's that? So when you combine it all, and we all have human nature, and we all have our prides and prejudices, if you will, but we all have a pattern of behavior. Guilty people always look fucking guilty. I don't know what it is about guilty people, but they always fucking do the same things that make them look fucking guilty. There's the lying, there's the behavior.
When did you say you were accusing someone of murder? I've never heard the word murder come across your lips, but my 2 Beagle comes in here. So once again, you are insulting someone, insinuating someone is guilty of murder. I've never heard the word murder come out of your fucking mouth.
My 2 Beagles is a spokeshole for Mary Jane Rutt. Says that she doesn't know anybody, but she's a spokeshole for Mary Jane Rottencrotch, and I'll tell you how I know. She just with you and I and everything.
Could it be that she sucks turds out her ass 5 miles long every time she's near her? I mean, you can see it every time she talks.
No. Look. It's nothing like that. It's just that my 2 Beagles range from the same Discord group as Mary Jane Rottencrotch. My 2 Beagles is like young, dumb, and full of cum. You know who that is. That young 26-year-old girl that looks up to the mother figure role model that Mary Jane Rottencrotch, that woman, represents.
Right.
My 2 Beagles is all about the propaganda and the bullshit.
Honestly, I think my 2 Beagles likes eating dingleberries for dinner, and she's found a good source of dinner through
My
that
two
woman.
beagles was previously in Discord. She is today, but she does have allegiances to Mary Jane Rottencrotch. And you're not of your own free will and thought of your mind.
Nope.
And if you're going to attack me, I'm removing your messages. Okay, my two beagles, because you've been busted out for being the lying shit stirring that you are. There's no other way to say it. I can't even say it nicely. You have an allegiance to Mary Jane Rottencrotch, just like Alex 09, just like GD, just like Norsack, Little Dick Maniac, just like Paul Marsh, the frog from England, just like Shiva, and many other people. You don't ask the questions that need to be asked because you're afraid to find out the answer, because you are highly invested in this woman. You have put so much time, effort, and belief into all of her fucking lies that you're afraid to ask those questions. I wasn't afraid to ask those questions. And because of it, I'm the one being ostracized. I'm the one being attacked. I'm the one being gone after on the internet because I have questions. My questions need to be answered. I've never gotten a serious, honest answer from your good friend. I never said you were in your 20s, my two beagles, so you're not listening.
See, there goes the
my two beagles.
See, there goes the twisting of words that she learned from Teresa a while back. I saw that. I watched the transformation from the first time I watched my two beagles. Once she started following and eating the dingleberries out of her crap off her ass hairs.
No, Tammy, you don't have to be.
That.
No, hang on, Tammy. You don't have to be nasty about it. Don't be nasty about it. What it is my two beagles
that's
and many other people.
The way I see it, and it's my damn opinion.
I know, but
don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. I sat there and I watched her when she first came in. She was nice. She was polite. She asked questions. She was not truly with anybody. And then, as the transformation, as I'll be nice. As she started holding hands with that woman, more and more and more, no matter what was brought out and put in her face that was true facts, you couldn't. She would defend her to the end. So yes, you are very much so. For one person, and two, you are learning how to. You have learned to twist words very well from the first time you came in to now, and you got a great teacher, and that is the woman that twists words. That woman that twists words. So go ahead, Salty.
Here's my point. Here's my point. And I know you have an opinion, and you're welcome to it. I'm not discounting your opinion, but what I wanted to tell you is you can just refer to her as a Kool-Aid drinker. She's been brainwashed. I've seen her when she was in Discord.
If you do research, hold on. I got one question. If you do research, then my two beagles, why did you not come out with the newspaper clipping Salty Rant came out with? Or are you just only bringing out what is paid for by that woman to make her look better?
I can answer that for you if you'd like. I can answer that for you if you like. My two beagles is not going to stir any shit with that woman, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, because of her allegiance to her from when she was in Discord. Now, I'm going to tell you something. My two beagles has a strong opinion about what I'm saying I'm insinuating. I'm not insinuating anything. I have no dog in the fight here. My two beagles is going to come in here And
Well, then
she's going to
you're
go ahead
not
and make her
doing
own
very good
opinions. But
research. You've not even talked about that. I've never once seen
she,
you talk about that one news article there. So
she only,
your research is very flawed, my two beagles. Your research is very, very flawed. Good.
She only rebuts things that I say, Tammy, because she has a problem with what I'm saying. She has a problem with me having my own opinions, my own thoughts, and my own ideas because it doesn't jive with the overall sense of what her and like-minded people like her do when it comes to that woman, Mary Jane Rottencrotch. She's not going to come out with her opinion and say either way, whether she believes or she doesn't believe. I have a right to use my opinion. And maybe that's what's getting me in trouble, but I have never maliciously defamed anyone for clicks and views, including Mary Jane Rottencrotch, that woman. I have a particular skill set, and you have to remember, Tammy, I look at things and everyone on the internet differently because I've been a people watcher for 25 years in my security role. I watch people, I see how they react, I see the things that they say. Now, I never specifically said by name that so-and-so was a murderer. I just said that when people come after me and say that I support a guy like David Warden, I'm supporting a rapist. Well, then I said to Peanut, hey, if you support a certain person, you support a murderer. Did I say a name? I did not. Did I call someone out by name? I did not. There's a reason. If y'all think you know who I'm talking about, go ahead and make your own supposition. I'm telling you, I have no proof she did any wrongdoing. But what I can tell you is she is still currently being investigated and has been for the last 9 years. That's a fact. Whether or not they give her an indictment or they try to take her to court and reopen it or have the case reopened, that's up to them. And, you know, my two beagles is not going to bring up anything like a news article. There's a 911 call to the police about suspicious vehicles before all that shit happened.
Right.
Oh, see, so now she's going to go into Salty. People say you sexually harassed a woman in Las Vegas. I've done my own research and have found no evidence of it, so I don't believe it. Well, it's obvious that I haven't sexually harassed anyone.
At least you're the first one from that side that said that. I got to give you thumbs up for that one, Mikey Beagles.
I mean, you know, I can't disagree with her on that, but she's only saying that so you'll take her as being more credible. But if she was in Discord currently, she wouldn't be saying that.
Well,
so maybe,
hold on. I take listen, Salty. I'm taking a person's credibility as far as case by case. Okay. Well, she's found credible now for what she's saying about you. She still is not credible for anything that she says she's done research on Teresa, because she still has not gone about saying or talking about or even asking the questions that arise from an actual non-bot news article. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Why is she not asking them questions? Her research,
she doesn't want to ask the questions
flawed.
Because she doesn't want the answers.
Right. So that makes her research very flawed on that case, on that particular thing.
You know, she's not going to go out of her way to have a conversation with that woman, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, and say, hey, what's really going on? Oh, here we go.
Get it. Kill it. Goodbye. It's not welcome here. Just
Take it, Paul. It's all yours, buddy.
Another report to be made against that thing. Just saying.
Take it, Paul. It's all yours.
One more report. don't care. I'm
But
reporting
you,
every time it comes in to YouTube legal. So,
but Paul Fullerton, you have to understand, he is part of the machine that creates propaganda. Okay, he was supposedly a former cop. You think he would know better, but he doesn't care. It's all about the insinuation. So say something. I'm not insinuating anything. This is my opinion. This is what I truly believe. I don't have to insinuate. Doesn't matter. It's going to get reported either way. Because we all know that GD has stocks of GD. It's probably Andrew, Drama Dome. But my point being is, you were there when a lot of this stuff was going on, and you never piped up. You never took a side against it. You always sided with it. That's why I find you not to be credible. Even if you're not that way today, I remember the way you were back then. It was only a couple of years ago now, not that long ago. So that leads me to believe that you're either A, playing a game, My Two Beagles, or you're trying to fucking infiltrate to get information to run back to that group. That's my opinion. That's what I truly believe. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. But that's exactly what I believe about you, the way you used to be when you were in Discord.
well, I can tell you now, I know her when she first came into YouTube, that I remember seeing her in YouTube. She used to ask hardball questions, to people, and it didn't matter who it was. Then all of a sudden she started holding hands and skipping down the road with that woman. Okay.
And drinking the Kool-Aid.
And drinking the Kool-Aid with her. And then all of a sudden she just changed. And now there's a whole group of people out there she won't ask hardball questions to no more.
Then, My Two Beagles, you've been portrayed wrongly, because I remember in Merv's Discord, you were part of the popular kids. Okay? You were up there with Alex09, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, and other people. You were always in their chat. But you're saying you were never in Discord?
Hold it.
Then maybe somebody made a fake account.
Hold it. I remember seeing an account for her in there the 2 days I was in there, and I said I would never go back to Discord again.
A lot of people
I
want to
was there
say
for
now.
2 days, and I admit to that. I was there for 2 days. Okay.
A lot of people want to say now
the stupidity that went on in that Discord. You think some of these damn drama channels are bad? Jesus H Christ! Go to some of them Discords. You'll see some drama. Needless to say, that wasn't worth my time. It wasn't worth my effort to even listen to the crap that was going on there. It was so bad. And I do remember seeing a My Two Beagles account.
Yep. It wasn't just in UPK. It was also in Teresa's channel, her Discord. It was also in Merv's Discord. And it was also in the generalized Discord before it became UPK. It was the popular kids.
Yep. There you go. So.
And I agree with you, My Two Beagles, but here's the thing. When that woman tries to create a false narrative, I'm telling you, your name, My Two Beagles, was in Discord.
It sure was. So I don't know if you just happened to stumble along and accidentally make an account on YouTube that was the same as the one in Discord, but
in fact, I
sure
think
is
I have a video.
coincidental.
I think I have a video, My Two Beagles. I'll have to go check my Salty Rant account. I have a video that I made a long time ago, a couple of years now, where I was talking about you, Alex09, and Mary Jane Rottencrotch. And I believe I showed a screenshot where it said my two beagles. In fact, I'll tell you what, I have it somewhere in my archives of the Salty Rant where there was a list of all those people in the Popular Kids Discord group, and my two beagles was one of the names that was named, along with Alex09, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, GD, Miss Joe, the Frog, Paul Marsh, and North Sac Maniac, as well as the guy that created Popular Kids, JC or whatever his name was. I can't remember his fucking name. The old dude from Georgia. Fuck, I can't think of his fucking name now. You can keep saying you were not in Discord, but everybody wants receipts. And
well,
so I'm telling you, if you're trying to dirty your hands,
if she wasn't there, it's sure a hell of a coincidence that she was able to pick that name out of the blue and turn it into a fucking YouTube account. I'm just saying.
well, my two beagles, and somebody has cloned your account all these years to make you look like one of the baddies on that side. It was in Merbs. It was also in the Popular Kids Discord group. I was never allowed in because I was asking the questions that I felt people needed to ask. I was ostracized. I didn't quit because they wouldn't let me in. I quit because Leonard died and everybody wanted to jump my ass for quitting and coming back. And I said, well, if you don't want me in the group, kick me out of the group. I said, but I have every right to be in Discord. Who was the guy that created the Popular Kids, My Two Beagles? You know who I'm talking about. He was the old guy. He was a contractor, electrician. He has a farm. He lives in Georgia now, has been living in Georgia for a long time. He raised his kids. His wife's there. I want to say JC, but I could be wrong. He was the actual owner of the Popular Kids Discord group. In fact, they kicked GD out because GD was calling this guy a bunch of names saying he was a pedophile when he wasn't. I'll have to go back through my archives, but when I see it, and if I can find it, I'll show it to you. I'll prove to you that somebody had your name in Discord, My Two Beagles, and that person was always in chat. They never went up on the panel and talked to anyone, but they were always typing in chat. And they always had an opinion of everyone, including David Warden, especially David Warden.
Well, I got a strong opinion about him, but that's neither here nor there. And
I'm just saying, a lot of people have strong opinions. I had a very strong opinion of him while I was in Discord, but then when I got out of Discord, I started thinking for myself, and I started putting what I considered the missing pieces together, and that pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, there were a lot of fakes. There was Lou's patent office and some other shit. They blamed Aaron Cox for being in Discord when in fact he was never in Discord, but people used his name. All I'm saying is I think it's abhorrent to bring someone's past tragedies. Well, I agree, but I don't agree.
Then tell him to quit lying. Then tell him to quit lying about it.
Tell them
The
to quit
lie,
spreading false
the
narratives.
lie is the lie leads to the door of that being brought back up.
And what you have to understand, my two beagles, look at it from my point of view. If you weren't really in Discord and someone took your name and falsely placed you in Discord, making me and others who were in Discord at that time think you were in Discord, then how come every time I talk about Mary Jane Rottencrotch, you come in here trying to defend her? He took a guilty charge for raping someone. Yes, he also filmed a man drowning, and there was no way he could help him. He couldn't throw him out of life preserver. Do I agree he should have done more with the drowning man?
He was fresh out of life.
Yeah. Do I agree? Right? Do I agree that he should have tried to help the man in some way? I do, but when you don't have any tools to help the man, the best thing to do is to record it. Now, obviously, you have a difference of opinion, and you're obviously dead set against that man because of his past charges. But here's the thing. We don't know for a fact he actually did that. He had to plead guilty because he was 19 years old. He had no way of fighting it. If he had the knowledge back then that he has today, I guarantee you, he would not have pled guilty. And nobody talks about his brother, Dwayne, who was up for indictment of the same thing.
Well, I can honestly say this, Salty. Me and your opinions differ on that. So, just saying. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get an argument with you over it. But me and your opinions differ.
We're not gonna get an argument, Tammy. We're not gonna get Tammy, we're not gonna get an argument over it. You're my friend. I don't argue with my friends. Even if I don't agree with you fundamentally on certain things, I'm never going to argue with you about it because that's the true price of being a friend. I'll just agree to disagree and I'll let it go. I'm not going to argue with you about it.
Yeah, but that's what other people want us to do. Yeah, and that's where we stand.
Exactly. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to agree on everything.
Yep.
Okay, so Paul thinks he's deplorable. Great. We'll agree to disagree. I personally think he got blamed. Now, I heard that lady who put that charge on him said that he did this has since then come forward and said that she lied about him and another person. And I hear that he could possibly get that charged fucking muted in court, taken off his record. And if he does that, great. Paul and Fullerton, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you this. Where I stand with him, if he's able to prove himself not guilty, which I've seen in the past happen, I'll be the first to eat crow.
Well, you know, my two beagles, I can't swim. So if I was there that day, I don't know what I would have done. But let's say I had a rope. I would have probably thrown it to that man and tried to pull him to shore. I wouldn't have just sat there videotaping, but that's me. Not everyone has the same desire I do to try to save a life. And you know, Paul and Fullerton, you met me in Discord, and you came to my Purple Unicorn Farts Discord server, part 1 and part 2, where we talked in private. So you saw the same name, my two beagles.
Well, and you know, not everybody is cut out to be a hero. Okay. How many other people stood around and watched that man drown because, you know, just saying.
He wasn't the only one. He was not the only one who stood there and watched that man drown.
Not everybody's cut out to be a hero on that type of stuff. I'm telling you that now.
I'm not saying I'm a hero, but I would have tried to do something.
Everybody's willing Not everybody's willing to go and sacrifice a thumb to keep a rattlesnake from possibly biting 3 little kids that was within that rattlesnake striking range. Not everybody's willing to do that. If there is,
I
if
just
they
don't,
were, there would be a hell of a lot more people running around missing thumbs. Just saying.
I agree with that statement, Paul, but my two bagels, you weren't there. I wasn't there. So we're never going to know. We'd like to think that we could have saved that man, but there were other people there as well that did not try to save that man. They didn't jump in the water. They didn't try to come to his aid. So you can't just blame News Now Houston for every little thing. I think because of what was said by a lot of people, that you're taking it out of context.
That's what you seen there on a video, my two beagles. That's what you seen there on a video. What else was there that you didn't see? Just saying.
No name. I would kind of agree with that statement, ma'am or sir, whatever you are, man or woman. Because, yeah, I mean, we all have differing opinions. That's my point. Tammy and I are fundamentally opposed on a lot of things, but the difference between Tammy and I and most people, we're still friends at the end of the day. I may not like what he's saying, but I'm not going to attack him for it. He may not like what I'm saying. My two beagles, you were where? Where were you? Were you at the bridge? Did you see that man drowned?
You were there, and what did you do?
You were there and you didn't save him? You were there and you didn't save him. So you watched the man drown, but yet you want to blame News Now Houston. That's deplorable. That's disgusting. How dare you, my two beagles? How fucking dare you? Why didn't you offer to save that man?
To call 911?
Why didn't you fucking jump in the water and try to save him? And why are you trying to place this all at the feet of News Now Houston? That tells me a lot about your character, my two bagels. You were there, but you chose to do nothing. You just let the man drown like everybody else who was there. So you're guilty of the same thing. You want to lay at News Now Houston's feet. You're right. No name yet. It's exactly what they say. Wow. So the plot thickens even more. Maybe I need to do an investigation into my two beagles to either exonerate or condemn.
Like I said,
yeah, but see,
not everybody is cut out to be what people call a hero. Okay, it's just not their nature, their makeup, or whatever. Okay, it just is that way.
But see, my two beagles says I was there, but I couldn't get to him. All David had to do was jump in. You see how my two beagles is trying to put a false spin on the story? Yeah, David was on the bridge where he passed underneath. Yeah, sure, he could have jumped in, but what hazards were in the water had he jumped off that bridge to help that man?
Yeah, I agree, Paul. And it makes me wonder, though, with all these people that have invested time, if something like that happened, that had invested their time into disliking this man, like me. Okay, I still invest my time by disliking the man because he's not welcome to speak here. He's been kicked out of my chat. He won't never come on panel. Okay, but if something like that actually came about, and he was exonerated from it. Okay. How many of those people would be willing to say, hey, I fucked up? I know I would. And I would never expect him to ever forgive me for the fuck up I did, but I would at least admit my fuck up and apologize for it.
Well, Paul and Fullerton, I don't remember it. It was so long ago, but apparently it worked out. Robert Redmond. Wait, My Two Beagles was there with Earl when that man drowned. Well, apparently he or she. Well, she says she's a she. No one truly knows another. Laugh out loud. The news is full of such crimes. Yes, No Name. You're correct. See, here's the point that I'm making.
And here's the thing. If someone knows their limitations, okay, I don't know how well anybody swims, okay? I know how well I can swim. I don't know how well anybody else can swim.
I can't swim for shit, so I keep my ass out the pool.
And then to jump in, if you know you can't swim very well, you're not a very strong swimmer. To try to save a person, now you just caused 2 drowning victims. Okay,
correct.
That's correct. That brain thought and brain fart right there that they're having by not even considering that is unfathomable, because maybe, just maybe, being that I'm sure that David just don't go swimming every day. He just don't fucking he may not have been a very strong swimmer to just jump in and save a person. Hell, he might not even know the proper techniques of how to pull a man out of the water once you get him.
David was wearing combat fatigues, and this is, I guess, right after he got out of the Army and stuff, when he became News Now Houston, and he was filming and he seen a guy drowning, so he filmed it. Everyone wants to go ahead and blame this man. Look, I invested so much time in Discord in hating those that were hated by Mary Jane Rottencrotch and others when I used to rub elbows with them. But then when I got out of Discord, I realized I'd fucked up. Do you know how hard it was for me to call this man up and apologize to him? And all he said was, Lou, it doesn't matter.
Well, until I see the courts exonerate him, I won't apologize. But
but Tammy, do you see how My Two Beagles tries to insert Robert? Is it recommended that we film someone dying for clicks and views? You see how My Two Beagles is trying to make an insinuation about News Now Houston, quote unquote.
I guess
she says,
hold on here. I heard you. I heard your question, and I heard your statement. Now let me make a statement. I guess we're going to have to you better get on My Two Beagles, getting every news fucking reporter off the news today. Every fucking freelance photographer, every freelance reporter, you better start getting them out off of all of fucking goddamn YouTube. You better get them off of fucking Facebook. You better get them off of everywhere they're at, putting stuff up like people dying in car wrecks. And one I actually watched not too long ago, who's got over 280 million subscribers, and that particular video had over 200 million views. Okay, 200 million views. It showed a man that got in a car wreck and you watched him die on camera. You better get rid of that motherfucker right now. You better.
Robert Redmond brings up
so on and so forth.
Robert Robert Redmond brings up a good point. This doesn't sound like the real My Two Beagles. This sounds like an imposter account. Because they keep trying to lay blame at my feet and at News Now Houston's feet.
I don't know. Every time she's come in here, she's done that. So I don't see nothing new. Just saying. Especially when we were on these topics, similar topics and such.
Yes, no name. That's true. Our system is broken. Has been for some time. All right, mute. I got to call my PO. I know she's home right about now. Actually, you know what? I'll come back if you're still on.
All right. No problem. Well, Paul, there's people that do it all over YouTube on all different things. Okay. I've seen them show from kittens drowning to people dying in car wrecks to houses being put off foundations to finding dead bodies in the water where they're bloated, where someone had drowned. They're all over YouTube. And they do it for the clicks and views. So let's go. If you want to go after one, let's get rid of them all. Okay? Just saying. Let's get rid of all of them that do that shit. Okay? Because they're out there. There's hundreds of them out there doing it. Because what they do is they freelance for the news, and then what they don't sell to the news for their news stories, they put it out on YouTube to try to get more money through YouTube. So just saying, it happens all the time. Hundreds of them out there doing it. So if you're going to damn one, damn them all. Go after getting them off of YouTube. Go after people that get 280 million views off of a man dying in a car wreck. Okay? That man didn't do anything but stand there and film the guy die in a car wreck. The paramedics hadn't even got there. He didn't run up there and help that man. He didn't do any medical try to cover his cuts and shit. You see? So if you want to damn people, start damning everybody that does that. And then you got a case with me. Then you could bring up something. Okay? But I don't see you damning but one person. Okay? So damn them all and then come back and talk to me. There's you a good point to go by. And until you're done doing that, then I have nothing to say to you when you're damning just one person for their actions. When there's hundreds out there that do it every freaking day. Every day. But not with a person struggling and fighting them, Paul. Have you ever tried to save a person in a pool? A pool don't even have a current to fight against. Okay. And they normally have less clothes than the average person that falls in the water on in a pool because they're only in swimming trunks or a light bathing suit of some sort. And that's hard to fucking do in its own right. Okay. Even for a good swimmer. So to save someone in a river when you know you ain't that good of a swimmer, you might become the drowning victim yourself. It happens a lot. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, I saw 2 people drown just for that fact. The river wasn't flooding. It wasn't high. It had a little bit of current, but the person jumped in after their friend jumped in. Their friend was drowning because they broke their leg on a rock because they jumped off of a cliff. Their friend jumped in, grabbed them, started pulling them to the freaking, tried to get them to the sandbar where everybody got out at after they jumped, and they drowned before they could get there. Both of them drowned before they could get there. And they swam every day. Just saying. Well, welcome back, Salty. So until you try that,
so I got a guy.
Yeah, hold on. Until you try that,
Guy.
Hold on, Salty. Until you try that in a river yourself with a fully clothed person, and maybe and you try that without the knowledge of how to actually safely pull a person in, okay, then come back and say a river will ain't no thing to try to save someone in and jump in and try to save someone in. Okay, until you do that, just saying. I'm not trying to be a dick, dude. I'm bringing it real to you.
You know, no name yet says if you jumped in and then got into trouble yourself, the rescue people now have to save 2 people. And what if by save it costs that other person their life?
Correct.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But you know what's funny is since I've been on your stream, I got somebody text message from a 520 area code number that says, "Man, you just love talking, don't you? Is this the Salty Rant? Do I have the right number? You have the right number, asshole, and you're blocked. So take your shit. I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm gonna fucking talk, and you're not gonna fucking stop me. And if you think you're gonna stop me, you better fucking think again, because I have an easy button on my phone. It's called the block number. So for those of you assholes that think you're gonna call me or text me with your bullshit, I'm gonna rise above it by blocking you. I'm not gonna acknowledge your existence. And if you are who I think you are, you put yourself in a world of hurt by doing what you did. You don't shit where you eat. Obviously, that's a concept you don't understand. And if you decide you don't want to take life anymore or what it has to offer you, and you want to snuff yourself out, I would tell you go get some counseling, because every life is precious. Whether or not I like you or I don't, your life matters. Even if I don't think it matters, your life matters. At least to someone, somewhere, some when, some why, somehow, some when,
all right.
or where.
I want them right now, since they're damning News Now Houston, to try to go after Livestorm Media, because they're now showing showing where a fire went through Greenville, California. It's the Dixie Fire, where it jumped the containment lines and burnt down a whole town. What'd they do to save it? What'd they do to save that town and then people's precious possessions? What they
This
do,
is what
they could do nothing.
I.
Okay, so that's the type of stuff. That's how ridiculous going after News Now Houston for that is. Let's go after Real Store Media, okay, who shows the Dixie Fire in California jumping the fire lines and burning down a town because they did nothing but stand there and film it and did nothing to save the people's precious possessions.
Yep. They could have taken a
They
shovel
showed
and
a
tried to
real
create some.
but to me, because I know what a house fire is and losing all my possessions is. That's a true tragedy, as well as a man losing their life. Okay. So, maybe you see, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. People do it all the time. They could not sell that. They could not sell that news story to the media, most likely, because the media probably got inundated with hundreds of thousands of people filming that fire. And they chose and picked what they wanted and bought it. So now they're putting it on the YouTube to make some money off of it.
Again, oh, yeah, Paul Fulton, I agree. Faking your own death and scam people in the community out of money for a fake funeral, but nobody holds them accountable. But they want to
No
do
one's
it
holding
because they
them
want to keep
accountable.
attacking Swam. They want to attack Swammy, Tammy, and Mike, but no one wants to hold them accountable. That's the crazy part. Look, whoever is trying to call me from Tucson, Arizona, suck a big fat greasy dick. Just because my number has been published by the trolls, just because my number is out, doesn't mean you have the permission to call me and or text me. You obviously know you got the right number because I'm talking about it. But I also blocked your bitch ass. And I will block every one of you bitches. Why? Because I can. Because if I wanted to have a conversation with you, I would have told you to call me.
Phone. I don't care about your phone, honestly. Not meaning to be
I know
a dick,
you don't care about my phone.
Not trying to be a dick, dude. But I want to keep on this subject here.
That's fine.
You're right. The statute of limitation is not up on the faith death, and trying to e-beg for help. I agree. I have the video out there of where they were doing such things. Okay, the proof is in the pudding out there. Her even crying on it, making a big deal about it. How I'm such an asshole. They try to say, oh, a certain other person did that, but yet I didn't hear her when the e-begging part. If you listen, when the e-begging part started, she wasn't sitting there calling me an asshole. She wasn't calling me a dickhead. She wasn't calling me all sorts of names because I was trying to stop it from happening. So why, if you would think if she was the only one getting the money out of it, as they claim, she would be calling me an asshole, a dickhead, and a prick. And the other one would be crying and booing and saying you're such a dick. Okay. But the proof's in the pudding out there on the live stream, a 9-hour live stream and a 6.5-hour one before that, where that was all she did when she came into the stream. It's there. The proof's in the pudding, but yet they don't hold them accountable for doing that. So that, but yet they go and make false claims and bullshit on auditors, saying they were trying to scam. They tried to make false claims on things like that. That's ridiculous. And their false claims were proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, just that, lies and false claims. So, so you see, I don't understand that. And then when I say something, I'm nothing but a prick. Still yet, I'm nothing but a prick, an asshole, and a dumbass. I was told to bring my proof, to bring my receipts. And I did. Why aren't these people jumping on it? Boy, they sure professed they would have if I brought it. And I still have yet to see them do it. Okay. And I'm talking about that woman. She said that on one of my live streams, which is out there as well. If you bring that proof, I'll be right there with you, backing you up. But the problem was the proof was damning to her too, because she was backing them up in the chat. So you want to talk about how hypocrite that was, how much of a hypocrite she was with that statement. Okay. The chat proved her to be the liar as well. So that's why she has yet to back me up, because as soon as she backs me up, that makes her look bad as well. So, there you go.
Yeah, Paul Fulton brings up a good point. Right. They go after you for words while they harbor fraudulent criminals.
Correct, Paul.
So Paul's got it. He's hit it right on the head, and he always does. You can't argue with his logic. But yet I'm a bad guy. He's going to come to my house, and he's going to fucking beat my ass, and he's going to do all this shit. Yeah, right. And Becca commits to doing her own porn bombing.
And then blames it on people that frequent Salty and Tammy's chats just to discredit them, which is the truth.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, I still have that recording.
Right, and here's the crazy part, Tammy.
By the way, that recording's been sent into YouTube Legal.
Here's the crazy part, though. Nobody's holding these people accountable.
These so-called people. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to do my best. I'm putting out fucking goddamn.
This has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you holding them accountable. What I'm saying is, those high moral people on Discord who want to hold David Warden accountable for everything he says and does, or they want to go after me and attack me for everything I said to you or you, they're not holding those people accountable that they've teamed up with, because it's okay to porn bomb yourself and blame other people, apparently.
Yep. And she got caught porn bombing herself, so she had to admit to porn bombing herself.
Exactly my point.
So
I just find it deplorable and despicable,
but yet
disgusting.
But yet no one's going after her besides me.
Nope.
And a few, I think 2 others.
That's it.
To prove that she porn bombed herself, got caught porn bombing herself, so she had to admit to porn bombing herself. So you see what I'm saying? So she was getting ready to make a fake name and fake account to porn bomb her channel with. And she fucked up. and got caught doing it to herself, so she had to admit to that. That's what I've seen. So now you know who one of the porn bombers is out there, out of her own damn mouth.
Exactly the point, Tammy. But yet they all want to portray us as being bad people, but yet they're hanging out with the very same people that are fraudulent scumbags and will say fraudulent things and do fraudulent things.
Now, I'm sure if Joe Cool was here, he'll say that's a big jump, Tammy. That's his new catchphrase. That's a big jump. Only in his mind. It's a big jump. Just saying. I'm not here to pussyfoot around the bush for these people when they're doing wrong. Just like they ain't here to pussyfoot when they catch me doing wrong. Okay. Which they're in their opinion, they said, I lied. And they bring up new research or whatever. And I
But it's not.
They intentionally lied because I only read one stupid thing. And I'm learning that's not the smart thing to do. You don't just read one stupid little thing and go with it and try to make a case out of it. You got to read it all. You got to find it all. Okay. Before you make a case out of it.
But here's the problem, Tammy. Here's the problem, Tammy. It's not federal across the board. Okay, the hypocrisy is strong with these people. They want to go ahead and demonize you and I and Poland, Fullerton, Wymito, Swamy, Betsy Peeler, Kelly May Ward, because they make accounts of her. But yet, when it comes to their behavior, now, here's the crazy part. I've always owned everything I said and I've done. But when young, dumb, and full of cum and her cuck boyfriend decided to say, oh, well, he owns it, but it's not enough. What do you want? I'm owning it. I'm not schluffing it under the rug. That's their impersonation. Or by their bad behavior about something I said and did, that they don't agree with my owning it, because if I own it, that takes away their ability to condemn me or try to make me feel like shit. And then they say, oh, well, you own it, but you slough it under the rug. I've never sloughed anything under the rug after I've owned it, nor would I. And I would never ask you or anyone else to push it under the rug. I'm just saying, it's the hypocrisy is unfounded.
Case in point, the other night, if he's telling me to slough shit under the rug, then why was it that I bring up the problem with you and Peanut and how I handle it? Case in point. If you're asking me to asking him to slough, saying he's sloughing shit under the rug, he would have asked me to not do that. He's never once asked me to not do that. It pisses him off. I hear it in his voice a little bit that I bring it up, especially when I do. Well, maybe not actually, sort of. I think I'm pissing off ain't really the word. It's more like disappointment, because he don't think I moved past it. Okay. Well, here's the thing. This is something I was taught, and everybody needs to remember this, and that's why I don't have a problem with it. It may be forgiven, but it'll never be forgotten. It's like it may have been on your channel on the internet, okay, and you deleted it, but it's never been forgotten because it's everywhere on the internet now. You know, you see what I'm saying? Same exact wording. Okay. The reason it should not ever be forgotten, and that mistake should never ever be forgotten, is for the simple fact it's a good learning tool of what not to do. Okay. That's why it should never be forgotten. Forgiven, yes. Moved on down the road and never let it affect you other than to use it as a learning tool. Yes, that's the way it should be. But that's the problem. People ain't even forgiving. They're getting it all twisted up. There's no forgiving, and they still want to bring it back. There's actually hatred, vengeance, and revenge in their voice, their minds, and their hearts. Okay, there's the difference. And until the actions prove otherwise, that they were not sorry for what they done, then and only then can I say something was wrong. But to not even say that an apology is not truthful, it's not heartfelt, it's not whatever, that's insane as well. You know, uh, just saying, especially when there was no action done on it to begin with. Okay. Now, if there was action behind something, and you say it's something disgusting and vile, and you say, "Oh, I'm sorry," then yeah, I might look at it as that sorry was just to get them out of trouble. Okay. But there has been no action taken. There was nothing taken to that statement. So yes, I do believe the apology was heartfelt. I also believed he felt bad about saying what he said. Just
Yeah, I did, but it is what it is. They're doing it for clicks and views. And then to go all over the internet saying, "You called the authorities. I'm in trouble. Whoop-de whoop-de whoop." Provide your proof. I don't think you did. I don't think you would be that callous or stupid to make a false call about the salty rant. But then again, when it comes to people like her, not Mary Jane Rottencrotch, but the other one, I may be wrong. She is pretty fucking ignorant. She thinks that having money gives her class.
It put her in a different class of idiot. It didn't do anything else other than a different class of idiot. I'm sorry. By the way, Paul, you're forgetting a few names there because they're Sploozer.
Sploozer.
Yeah, Sploozer. It's man, wife, uh, wheels, and from
Power Wheels.
Well, he already named Power Wheels, but and from what she says today, said tonight that I got a recording of, the drunken hoe on the corner. We're all in on that as well, all of them, because as soon as she said, "Oh my God, they did that, Swamy did that. Oh my God, well now there's going to be freaking reports made." Then Salty, there's going to be reports made, and this is out of Sploozer's mouth. I need all that info so I can make reports. I'm saving it for reports to report them on. So even Sploozer and his
Husband,
wife guy, freaking, were in amongst that because she was typing it also in the freaking chat. You know, and if Becca or if that woman that admitted to harm bombing herself and getting caught and all that is where she says she is, because she said tonight that she's living with him now. You cannot tell me that Wheels does not know that she's doing that as well. So that makes him accountable as well. So you see
makes him
all
an accessory after the fact.
Well, that just makes him knowledgeable of the fact, and he's part of it all. Okay. And you can't tell me he ain't egging her on to do it. Can I prove that? No, I can't. But that's the feeling I get, and you won't tell me otherwise, no matter what. So, there,
I would never
there's
do
your
this,
whole
Tammy.
list.
I would never actually do this, but if I was one thing concerned about her daughter and the fact that she's living with Asswind, good old Wheels, I might actually place a call to family services to say, hey, this is a situation that's going on. I have doubts about the safety of this little girl.
You don't have to. He's already got an open investigation on something through CPS. Okay. The Children and Family Services. Okay. He's already got an open investigation. They'll be there at his house soon enough. And they do, if they're anything like the Children and Family Services my mom dealt with when they were trying to steal me from my mother and lie about my mother, then proven fact, by the way, she got several of them fired for that. It's archives in Jefferson City in the court system there, where she got several of them fired and things like that, and put in jail. A couple of them even went to county jail, and one even went to a state prison for it. So that's all there. It's our archives. But that's neither here nor there. If there's anything like those CPS, those Child Protective Service people, they get surprise show-ups, okay, and things like that. So there's no need to make a call. They're going to get caught anyway. Just saying.
Yeah. I would think that Gilmore, Texas isn't a very big town anyway.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Let's see here.
I think it's a suburb of Dallas, but I'm not sure.
Hold on. I'll tell you here in a second. Let's see here. I don't want that. I just want to know the damn thing. Okay. From what this is, it's a breakdown. I'm wanting to say close to, let's see, 68, 60. Let me give you. Somewhere over the rainbow, where skies are blue.
Ah,
There it is. Finally got to the calculator. Let's see.
I told you not to say that.
Okay, 4,905 people in that town. So it's probably a burb. That's salty. So, but he has, so needless to say, Hawkwind, or Hawker, or whatever you call him, because I've seen now about 3 or 4 different variations of that name, by the way, lately. And it seems like him. From Mr. Hawk to other names, I still want to call him Wheels. I'm sure his drunken lady whore calls him Meals on Wheels. Calls him Meals on Wheels. But
it's got to be a small meal, though. It's not a mouthful. She probably calls them micro meals.
According to him, it's a fountain, and according to her, it's more than that. So, just saying.
Yeah, well,
I'm just telling you what they say.
If you stab somebody 8 times with a fork, of course it'll be a fountain. Just saying. Too soon?
But so needless to say, he has that open already. Don't know what it's about because it don't say what it's about. What that investigation's about. Okay, but it's there. It's open. It's a running case. So needless to say, don't need to make no phone calls. Just saying. At least that's my opinion on the matter. Yeah, Gilmore, Paul Gilmore.
Isn't Gilmore spelled with an E at the Gilmore?
I'll tell you real quick.
Kind of like Gilmore Girls.
Gilmer is what I came up with. It's coming up Gilmer, like Gilmer. Gilmer.
Well, Rick Crute specifically denounced it as Gilmore.
Well, what I keep coming up with in the picture I saw of Gilmer is very much the same.
You could always
from
Gilmer
different places.
Housing Authority.
And they see in 2018 they had 5,134. Now the new update from when they did the last sentence, they're under that now. They're 4,900 and something. So they lost a few people.
Oh,
Very small. Only there's a place called Thayer, Missouri. I thought that was small. It had a little over 6,000 people when I visited Thayer, Missouri. Which is right there by Mammoth Springs, Arkansas. Now, Mammoth Springs, Arkansas. You want to talk about a small town? There's only 925 people in that whole town. I think what Mammoth Springs, Arkansas was spillover from there. Because they're both those towns are right on the Missouri Arkansas border, and I think the 900 and some were spillovers from there. The actual real town. It was like a little burb of the town. Because at one time it was a halfway decent, prospering town at one time. Now all the interstates and all the main routes and shit have moved away from it, and you know how that happens to towns that ain't really significant. They don't grow anymore and things like that. So, and people try to move away and things like that to go get jobs and things. So, and that's why West Plains grew, because that's where all the jobs and industry places were. And West Plains grew big because people from all over in that section of the area came to West Plains for jobs and shit like that. That's where all the main thoroughfares and shit like that are. It's a main intersection, of two major thoroughfares. One going east to west from Springfield, Missouri to Sikeston in Illinois. Then you get on 55 and it's just a little small jump down to Memphis. Then north to south, you got that route that goes all the way from Interstate 44 to all the way down to I forget the interstate in Arkansas, but it goes all the way to an interstate in Arkansas. So you got, and that's a major state route. Both of those are major state routes that made those towns. So just giving you a little geography lesson. Sorry, shouldn't have done that. That's boring. That's bullshit. And I watched two people leave because I did it. But y'all, I've been on
like
here.
I said,
Go ahead.
Like I said, when it comes to presenting the facts, people want to go ahead and bash you and me. I know why the nursery rhyme was done, but that's so second graderish-esque, if you will. She's desperate for a reaction. I'm going to laugh and say, hey, Rob, slap those ass cheeks together for that woman, Mary Jane Rottencrotch. She actually came out with a funny video.
I'm going to steal a quote from the person that's got the Keystone Pipeline hooked up to her to make sure she's got the proper lubricant. Did that woman read C-Spot run? C-Spot look at the ball. C-Spot bring the ball to the boy. C-Boy throw ball for Spot. Did she actually go and read one of them books before she did that sad attempt? of an ode to me and an ode to Salty. I'm just saying.
Well,
because that was about the equivalency of that.
well, like I said, here's the funny part. She's so desperate for my attention, affection, and love in her own potato rotted brain. Look, if she's got mashed potatoes in her pants and they've curled, I don't want to know about it. As it is, I gave up potatoes, anything to do with French fries, potato skins, or anything such as any carbohydrates known to be grown or produced from potatoes as that reason alone. Just like
Yeah.
you made me not eat any more pepperoni pizza.
You're welcome.
Pepperoni boy.
You're
Fucker,
welcome.
leave my sushi alone. Leave my motherfucking
No,
sushi alone.
I'm gonna leave the sushi alone just because they say it's healthy for you. I'm not eating it. I'm not gonna find out, but they do say that's healthy.
Trust
for
me,
you. Pepperoni
it's
pizza
very
ain't
healthy.
that
I eat it
for
with a seaweed. I eat it with a seaweed wrap. I even eat the salty salmon eggs, and that shit is salty. Salty as
sure.
fuck. I'm telling you.
It's poor man's
When you
caviar,
put a little
by the way.
wasabi, right? But when you put a little wasabi in the soy sauce, oh, dude, it's to die for.
I wouldn't know. I ain't
It
gonna
is
try it.
to die for.
Like I said, I wouldn't
time
know.
I go
I'm
out
not
with the
going
wife-
to try it.
Next time I go out there, I'll have her hold the camera while it's playing while I eat the fucking sushi and show you.
Okay.
I always get
you'll definitely
orders.
Then you will definitely stave me off of eating sushi. You're saying.
Here's
Because
the thing. I
then would
definitely
have
get
to
2 to 3. I definitely get 2 to 3 orders of Sakura, which is the salmon eggs.
I'll be back.
Sakura, no, Sakura is the salmon, and the salmon sashimi. I don't know. I think the Sakura is the salmon eggs. Maybe the Sakura is just the salmon, but I get salmon over rice, and I get the salmon eggs wrapped with a piece of seaweed over rice. I think salmon eggs are called akura. Anyway, it's good. I like it. I eat the fuck out of it every time I can when it's available for all you can eat sushi. Oh, it is so good. Man. And salmon and the sushi is fresh. It just has this buttery feel and it rolls off the tongue. It's when the fish has a bite to it that it's not fresh and you're headed for some pain afterwards. Oh, yeah. I think the salmon is called sake and the akura is the salmon eggs. Love that shit. Desperate and obsessed. At no time did I ever promise Mary Jane Rottencrotch, that woman, my affections for sexual pleasure or gratification. I've always been and will remain always true to my wife, Katie, who I've been with for 18 years and married for 16. There's no woman on the internet or in life that I'm going to cheat on my wife for or with or over. And I use beaver as an example. Don't be a beaver. Simply put. She's very clingy, in my opinion, that woman, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, and she gets very stalkerish very quickly. Why do you think most of the guys in Discord still kiss her ass to this day? Because they're afraid of her. I, for one, am not. I don't care what she says she can do to me. I'm not going to be afraid of it because it's all bullshit. I know she's going to take this stream and record it and pervert it for her own needs. I know this. All of you need to know it as well. But Tammy brings up a good point. He's outlining her pattern of behavior and the things she says when she's upset, that she can't get her way. In my opinion, she acts like a terrible 2-year-old who's going through the terrible twos with teething and other things. Just saying, too soon? Question mark. Sorry, not sorry, exclamation point. It is what it is, guys and gals. It is what it is. Thankfully, Tammy has the balls to talk about this and bring up her behavior. The lack thereof of moral characters, in my opinion, if I'm being honest. Making up lies about myself, Tammy, and many other people. Ladies and gentlemen, you all need to wake up. Mary Jane Rottencrotch is no person on the internet to be threatened by or afraid of.
All right. I'm back to the mic. I ain't just in the chat now. Sorry, the bathroom god was calling me. So,
but he was.
Well, that damn coffee, you know, you don't fucking buy coffee. You rent that shit. Yeah. Oh, you ain't right. You like a good outbreak of hemorrhoids too. You ain't right, Paul. I'm telling you. God damn it.
Jesus, Paul.
You about to me up.
Are you on our side or her side? With friends like you, Paul, we don't need any more enemies. Just kidding. Yeah. Holy shit, man. I did laugh. I mean, I didn't take it, you know, all so serious, because part of trying to rise above, you got to let things go and you got to laugh. And that was kind of funny. As much as I laugh at the way she portrays me, I also laugh at the way she portrayed Tammy.
Yep, me too.
But
oh my God, that's too much so funny.
I will have to say, though, I will have to say, though, Paul. I will have to say, though, that her portrayal of putting our faces, photoshopping it, that was the laziest, sloppiest Photoshop I've ever fucking seen. Literally. If you're going to Photoshop some at Mary Jane Rottencrotch at that woman, make it fucking look classy. I don't think you have what it takes to make anything look classy, including your own real life. Just my opinion. And before you start going out telling everybody I'm triggered, you're the one who's triggered. How many videos have you made on South Urant in just 2 months alone? Over 20?
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, come on. And now, and look who got triggered with me. I've not done a video. I've talked a lot of shit, talked a lot of truth, talked a lot of jokes, talked a lot of whatever you want to say, whatever you think I'm all about. Okay. Because she thinks I'm talking a lot of bullshit. I think I'm talking a lot of truth. Okay. Uh, and so we have a differing opinion there. Um, or she says so and she knows I'm truthful and just don't want to admit to someone being right and her being wrong. Yeah, whatever. Just saying. So I do like how she portrayed me. I liked how lame her attempt was to even try to do anything close to what any fan or I have done. Uh, you know, um, so I got to give her kudos. She tried the lame attempt. That's something she's not very good at. Maybe she should go get her new little boy toy, any fan, to go ahead and help her write something. Then it might be substantial. Just saying. But I've never had sushi in my life either, Paul. The closest thing to sushi I've ever had was I got bedded when I was like a kid, well, 13, 14, something like that. Uh, 50 dollars to eat a minnow that we were using for bait. If I ate it, I got $50, and you damn right I ate that goddamn minnow. That's the closest thing to sushi I ever had. So, and I ate that damn minnow all gone because I wanted that $50. By God, pretty much I'm the same way, Paul. They ain't cooking it at a sizzler. I ain't eating it either. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious that I have become a hemorrhoid along with Salty. It's about damn time. Just saying. I wanted to be a hemorrhoid for a long time. You put me in very few videos. It hurts my feelings. You know, just saying there. Unless you're just stealing my content to make the video. Or stealing someone else's content to make the video. Other than that, uh, other than that, it's nice to see you actually made another video using my face. Been a while since you done it, so I feel a little special now. Good night, Paul. You sleep good, buddy.
Good night, Paul.
And guess what? We've been on here over 3 hours. I'm about to say the same thing. I'm tired. So,
Yeah, me too. Uh,
so what do you got to say for the end there, Salty, for your end?
to my salty swimmers and those who support the Salty Rant, Tammy Linlin, and many of us on YouTube. For better, for worse, in sickness and in health till death do us part, I'm always going to be your Salty Rant. Hashtag the Salty Army. Hashtag the Salty Swimmers. I'm going to keep it salty always and give it to you from my perspective, my point of view, and through my opinions. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I, the Salty Rant, declare I'm out this bitch.
And my last words will be this: uh, if you that woman, if you do not want to go ahead and get your new little boy toy to help you make a new home that is actually at least somewhat to par, get hooked on phonics. It's better than C Spot Run. Just saying. And on that, y'all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, whichever the case may be. I am out.